The FBI conducted early morning raids around Seattle on 8/28, including one West Seattle address, and held a press conference to share the information about the operation.
And was codenamed Pee-wee's Playhouse. The main subject is Herman Roche. This joint investigation with the Seattle Police Department culminated in 24 arrests executed this morning by approximately 100 law enforcement officers from 12 federal and local partners, in addition to 4 FBI field offices. You'll hear more about the details of this case from the officials standing here with me today. This joint investigation focused not only on taking harmful drugs off the streets, but also in dismantling the organization behind them. The officials standing here with me today are United States Attorney Jenny Durkin, Assistant United States Attorney Nick Brown with the Western District of Washington, Seattle Police Department Deputy Chief Nick Metz, and FBI Assistant Special Agent in Charge Stephen Dean. I would like to turn the podium now to Jenny Durkin for a few comments. We'll get more details of the investigation from those who worked on it very closely, and then we'll open it up for questions.
It was a tremendous investigation over a period of years, as Laura's indicated. We are focused very heavily on ending prescription drug abuse and rooting out those criminals responsible for dealing in prescription drugs. As many of you know, it is a growing epidemic in America, and particularly here in the Western District of Washington. Last year, it was estimated that the deaths of overdose for prescription drugs exceeded the number of deaths for motor vehicles. 1 out of 12 high school students has abused prescription drugs. Over 2 million Americans are hooked on prescription drugs. This organization that Agent Dean will describe for you was peddling thousands of drugs on a regular basis into our community. What we also know is that there is a clear nexus between drug dealing and violent crime. We have seen far too much violent crime in this city over a period of years, and the Seattle Police Department has done a number of things on many fronts to resolve that issue. And you'll see here today that they did a tremendous job of uncovering the extent of this trafficking organization with the FBI. It's a great example on what joint investigations can do and how they can make our community safer. So with that, I'll turn the podium over. Thank you, Laura. This is Nick Metz.
Good afternoon. You know, after almost 30 years with the Seattle Police Department, I've had the opportunity to visit a number of agencies throughout this country. And I have to say that throughout my travels, I have not seen the level of collaboration and cooperation and partnership between local and federal law enforcement as we have here in the Great Northwest. So I think we should feel very proud about the type of relationship that we have. And the reason behind that is because this not only with this particular case that we're presenting to you today, but there have been a number of cases over the last year or two that we have been able to showcase some tremendous success because of that collaboration. It's no secret that throughout the last 6+ months we have seen an uptick in violence, particularly in the Rainier Valley area, particularly in the Rainier Beach locations. And we are confident that the arrest of these individuals is going to really help play a significant role in making those neighborhoods and our streets much safer, particularly for those folks who live in those communities. With that, I'd like to have the opportunity to ask Special Agent Dean to come forward.
Good afternoon. Over the past few months, during the past few press conferences, we've all pledged our partnership towards combating violent crime. Today's operation is a continuation of that. It's very big. 21 people were arrested and 16 locations were searched across Washington and California. In Washington, the searched cities were Mount Lake Terrace, Kent, Renton, several in Seattle, Federal Way, Tukwila, and Tacoma. The arrest sites in California were Fairfield, Stockton, and Oakland. In addition to Herman Roche, who you've heard about, 18 others were indicted. The names will be in the press release for you to look at. In addition to the FBI and Seattle Police Department, SWAT teams were here from FBI divisions in Portland, Salt Lake City, and San Francisco, as well as the use of the FBI's Sacramento SWAT team in Northern California, as well as 12 other federal and local partners who also will be named in the press release. The Safe Streets Gangs Task Force, which is a partnership, a long-standing partnership, I may add, between the Seattle Police Department and the FBI, started this investigation in February of 2010. August 16th, the grand jury indicted, returned a true bill indictment against Roche and 18 others. On August 27th, criminal complaints were filed against 5 more subjects. Indictment count 1 is conspiracy to distribute controlled substances, oxycodone. And that's what the charge that all 24 subjects have been charged with. Now, this is an OCDEF, Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force investigation targeting Roche and his drug trafficking organization. And during this investigation, we focused a lot of attention on the Union Street BTDs. As we said, the last 3 times, or this last few months, during the last few press conferences, we're a partnership. The agencies that we represent here, we've been together, working together for a long time. We're going to continue it. We're going to continue our efforts to dismantle criminal enterprises. And you better believe we're going to continue our efforts to disrupt violent crime. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. I would just like to reiterate the major scale and the impact of today's operation is unprecedented here in the Seattle Division in this joint effort with the Seattle Police Department. And I think today's efforts have just made the Seattle region a little bit safer.